face in there. So give her those opportunities to imagine her day. Give her the chance to imagine what it would be like to be in that girl's shoes and to dream about that, because that's what's going to get her to say yes. Now also the last one on there is to make sure if you set an appointment too far, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, make sure that you call and remind them. People have busy calendars, and if you just call a day or two in advance, I'd say 2 days in advance, that way at least you give them a reminder, and if they are going to cancel on you or do need to reschedule, you are not sitting there waiting and you get the call 15 minutes before saying, oops, I forgot. There's nothing worse to hear. But also, at this point, embrace their technology again. If they like to be text messaged, text them the appointment. If they like to get email them the appointment. Embrace their technology that they want to use. Now that you've got the appointment and the person's actually in front of you, sorry, there's a couple things that you can do to help bring the conversation around to your services. Now, Peter Mary was very good at bringing up a person and having them be the bride and whatnot, as he went through a leading questions, and then another time where the person just says, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. And it was very entertaining. But the thing that you got out of it was you were given one mouth and 2 ears for a reason. And I don't know if your mom told you that. My mom told me that all the time because I talk a ton. But it's true. You need to listen. You need to sit back and find out about her likes and dislikes. Find out what it is that she wants for her day, because then you can use those things to draw the story of what your services will be like using her exact words. And you can build the passion for her, build her day for her, because when you get excited, she gets excited. Now, this is also a great time when you can bring out those video testimonials again. Like I said, she's watching that video of these brides so excited, and she's taking them out her mental eraser again and saying, gosh, I hope that I am that bride, that excited about how perfect my day was after it has happened. Now, I know this is the part that people kind of get wishy-washy about, and that's packages, asking for money, and doing the close, which we'll go over right now. Now, how many people know there's a company out there and they have like an easy button? Who is that? You know why I know that? That's their branding and marketing. But just telling that as before. So the easy button, create an easy button packages. Something that is, when you do an a la carte, then she has to go through everything. But by this point, you should have built passion, she's seen your unique services, so hopefully, maybe she came into this thinking, oh, this is the only budget that I have for, this service. But now she's saying, oh, but look at all these unique and great things that they have for me. I have more money to spend on these now. So you need to make those packages easier for her. You also need a max bet package. A max bet package that has everything that you have, and it should be the first package that you show her. Why? Because you can always go down. You can't really go back up. And you know what? If you tell your max bet package and her eyes bug out, well, then you know you need to go down a little bit. But if you don't at least give her the opportunity to place that max bet, you've lost that part of the sale. Now, the next part is monthly payments. And I don't know how many people here do that or what success they have with it. But one of the reasons the lady at the Wedding MBA had talked about monthly payments is because if you think about it, and to me it makes sense, to you guys in the field, you might feel a little bit different. If you have a $1,000 service, 5 months out, and you take a $100 deposit, when she calls a month before and says she's blown her budget and she needs to go down in the services that she picks, well, you've got $900 there to work with. What if you take in monthly payments? So now she's calling you a month before, you've already collected $800 from her, and now she has $100 to work with. And honestly, a lot of people have a harder time asking for money back. And if you make it, again, easy for her, Google payments, PayPal, the things that she's already using to buy online with, if you use those and set reminders for her, it's easier to collect money. Now, like with the advertising, there needs to be an urgency. Now, whether this be something like it's a first consultation discount or something free that she gets in the first meeting, whatever you want to make it, there needs to be some type of urgency for her to decide now. Something that when she walks out the door, it's no longer available to her. Now, last and most important is your close. How many people have gone through their entire presentation, everything, and they're about to ask for the close, and you just close your binder and you say, great, it's nice to meet you, please call me, bye, and you run out of the building. Okay, I know that I've done it before. And the reason why is because we don't like to ask for money. But you know what? We're business owners. You've got to get over it. This is your business and your services, and you can't provide them if you're not able to collect your money. Now, Peter Mary, as I talked about before, he has a bathroom close that he uses. He told us about it. First thing that he does is, of course, does his whole presentation, and then at the very last question he asks him after he's gone through everything is, how soon were you planning on securing your, insert your service? And then he just sits there and he says, nothing. Why? Because the first person who speaks loses. They teach you that in sales classes. You sit there and you smile, because teeth are money. You smile at them and you nod. And then you watch their body language, okay? Are they excited? They jump back and say, oh, I love it, I want everything. Or do they start to shift uncomfortably and kind of like look at each other? If they do that, is when you excuse yourself. It's his bathroom clothes. You say, if you come to their house, I had a really long trip. Would you mind if I use your facility just a moment and you guys can take a moment to talk about this? And he gets up and he removes himself from the situation. If he's at his office, he does the same exact thing. You know, let me give you guys a moment to talk. I'll be around the corner. He's at the facility. You know, give me a holler in the hall when you'd like me to come back in. Again, he's removed himself from the awkward situation so that they can talk. They can agree on their next move, and they don't do it in front of them. Now that I've shown you how to do your bridal appointment makeover, we'll do your business makeover. And I'll do this real quick for you because these are how-to guides. How many people like how-to guides? I love them because I usually can't mess them up. Now, this is your first one. This is your business makeover. It's going to be to manage your online reputation. The first one we talked about, Google Alerts. That way you can put in your information, competition's information, even put in your name. It's kind of fun to see the stuff that's out. Next thing on there is Technorati. If you don't like Google Alerts, this is another version of that. Again, it collects information and creates watch lists for you. And like I said, this is all on the PDF, and I'll share with you guys how to download that, so you don't need to take notes on it. Next one is Yahoo Pipes. Yahoo Pipes actually makes an individual pipe for each a visual representation of Flickr, YouTube, blogs, and news, and then each medium is shown in a pipe, and then that way you can see the relationship between them. It's a very neat tool to use. The next part on there is to manage your online reputation. And there's two keys to this. There's consistency, and there's transparency. Now the consistency we talked about before, with your branding, with your message, things that you're going to be putting out there, you became a consistency. Now, the second part is transparency. This is the part that some people don't like. Somebody might put something online that's bad about you, and your first gut reaction is to find a way to jump out there and erase it, because you don't want people reading that and not booking your service because they see it. Instead, what you should be doing is contacting those people, finding a way to resolve that issue so that then they can repost or you can repost what was resolved. Because one of the things that is great about online representation is the fact that it can go both ways. So they can post something, they're upset with your service, they tried to call you, maybe you missed the voicemail, they posted it online because they're mad. Well, you know what? You manage your online reputation through alerts, you see that they posted it, you call that person, you reply to it, you guys find a solution, you come together, and then you ask them, would you mind reposting, would you mind replying to that and saying that we did resolve it? And then they're happy again. And the thing is, other people see that when there are problems, that you do make resolutions to them. So that's a big part of your transparency. And that's another part, like I said, with that video testimonials. If you do see them again, being able to have a video testimonial of that person afterwards and posting it, that can be a great way to show the resolve of the problem. Next is a how-to on how to simplify your social networking. I mean, you can lose days on social networking sites. But to be able to combine different efforts so that you don't have to do that, you can look to a couple different things. First of all, you should always, with social networking, think of KISS, which is keep it socially simple. There's a couple different applications that you can use, such as TweetDeck, Ping FM, and Digsby. All of these, what they do is they actually take your information and they put it across multiple applications. So you only need to post once, and then they send it out to the other sites for you.